Imagine the envy and the jealousy beginning and starting when you were young. From the very beginning of your days, you were regarded as a man eater, you know? They had to put a spell on you quickly because you just might take everybody's fucking man. Just at 6 years old. Just imagine that type of jealousy and envy of a girl, a little girl like that, a baby girl, 6 years old. Imagine being putting a spell on that child all the way up until her last days that she can't get no love because she is taking everybody's man. She wants everybody's man. She's gonna go after your man, and you are just a kid. These are how spell works begin because of someone else's envy, someone else's jealousy. And all it does is from their own trauma. Somebody else is pretty, that person's going to take my man. Somebody else is laughing, that person's going to take my man. Somebody else is smiling, that my man. Man, do you understand the motherfucking energy behind that shit coming from females? That little girl just might take her man. Craziest fucking energy, but that's how shit begins. It's just the same with the little boy. That little boy is gonna be cat daddy at all time. Bless you. In the mind. People will start you off with something that they have yet to heal and blame you for something that you don't even know nothing about yet have to grow to heal. Could you imagine behind those that gathered behind one another to label you as a temptress at a young age, all because they don't want to the one that they're supposed to stand up to. So why not belittle a little girl in front of them? You know, make her feel as though that she is unworthy because she doesn't want to make the male unhappy for his choices and looking at the little girl. The world is crazy by how they describe one another, yet nobody wants to take accountability for anything that they've done. But they want the story to continue as the story was real. And that's a good amount of history. That's a good amount of what a good amount of people have been dealing with is other people's traumas hit upon because they themselves didn't want to heal their own trauma. Hi, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I had a thought in my brain that I just couldn't get out. But just imagine the spell work that's actually put onto a little girl that she will take your man. Yo, the mindset of that alone, you know, wow. It's supposed to make you succumb to what they've succumbed throughout their entire life. No words, not being able to speak up for their own. It's like the ones that law in India, I think it's India or Italy, where it was banished after a while, that the woman was supposed to marry the the one who basically forced her, you know, out of her innocence. In the minds of those that created that law, they felt as though it was right, you know, to basically marry who they torture or who they traumatize just for shits and giggles. Just because they didn't want to take the accountability for what they've done, which they knew was wrong, but it's enabled. It's told to carry on. It's to carry on. And still don't take care of the men of the girl or the woman. Hi. Hi, Kansas. Hello, everybody. I'm just rambling. But it's the trauma that no one really goes back to the beginning on when it comes to spelling. The envy and the jealousy, the energy that it takes to really put on to, I mean, trailing that little girl all her life for what they did not want to take accountability or responsibility for because they themselves have yet to heal from their own trauma. This shit is a fucking cycle. And you don't even want nobody's man. That shit is like the weirdest of fucking things. So now it's like really understanding that that's what it was and that's what it's been. Ew. Anyways, you know what I got you? The spell really is to continue on with the lust, to continue on with not growing away from that and to stay, it still connects the dots to the time that they were flying on stage to confuse the audience as to who they truly are. In the spell work of what people truly want you to stay as or be. It's like they're setting you up for failure by attaching their trauma onto you by not being there for you. So the spell work began by the isolation of you, by their thoughts of you. Crazy ass shit what people will do when it comes to children. They want to mold them into what they've been molded to because they couldn't say anything, especially when they got older. Wow. They're the type to feed you to the ones that actually want to, all because wow, they're the type to say, you know what? It has to be her too. It has to be him too. And then they keep it quiet and blame the child for what they chose to do. And then blame the child for the trauma that they caused, but then blame the child for the cause. Oh man, cause and effect is a motherfucker when it comes to people that choose to, but then blame you. And then blame you some more when you actually walk away from them. Anyways, know the most high got you. Good one. Bye. God.